Welcome back to The Young Voter. The biggest item of news was the State of the Union this week, but first I want to get to some interesting legislation passed by Republicans in the House. Now, you'll be surprised to find that Republicans raised taxes. They voted to raise taxes. Do I sense some confusion? Perhaps. Of course, Republicans are always against raising taxes. They're job killing. They are obviously bad for the economy. They're bad for business, etc., etc. But in passing their ban on federal funding for abortion, which is a ban that is already in place, there is already a ban on federal funding for abortion, so this bill that they passed is completely redundant. They actually eliminated some tax credits for small businesses and individuals that purchase insurance, purchase health insurance. Now, this is a new clause that wasn't law previously, but the Republicans now passed in the House, and it would require the government to get rid of tax credits for those individuals and small businesses that provide insurance to their employees that contains abortion coverage. So if the insurance policy contains abortion coverage, then it's not covered by the tax credit. So effectively, all of these people that buy this insurance get a massive tax increase, a massive job-killing, grandma-killing tax increase. Okay, maybe it's not going to kill grandma. But by Republican logic, it's obviously going to kill jobs. So why did the Republicans do it? I'm sort of confused. I'm just as confused as you are. Of course, abortion is a big thing for them, but there's already a ban on the books against federal funding for abortion. So why does there need to be another ban? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Okay? I don't understand. And now you're actually raising taxes, which you generally don't want to do. What happened, Republican Party? What did you do? I really don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But maybe you can understand it and let me know. Maybe something I'm not getting. So now to the State of the Union, and I was fairly disappointed with the media coverage because it really didn't really address the substance of the speech. It was all about the reception by the audience and how it was lukewarm and how it was flat, how the lawmakers, since they weren't Republicans on one side, Democrats on the other, some cheering, some remaining silent. Oh, now the speech wasn't exciting, it was completely flat, it was completely boring. I thought the speech was brilliant. I mean, certainly it wasn't one of Obama's finest and most polished moments. I mean, it wasn't an inspirational speech in the sense that it was beautifully crafted, it had supple language, etc. But it was an inspirational speech in the sense that he really exalted the American dream. He really appealed to our better angels and recalled a time in America where people had a drive to challenge the world, especially when he was talking about the Soviet Union, the Sputnik moment. This is a new Sputnik moment for America. To go forward and contest the ground that we have lost to other nations in such areas as internet connectivity, job creation, etc. So I thought it was a very good speech in the sense that it was understandable, I think, to a large percentage of the population, but it also was it praised American innovation and American drive highly. It was highly praising of America. And this whole talk on the networks of it not being so high-flown rhetoric, there not being all these important and strangely constructed sentences, and certainly it's not going to be a speech that'll be in the annals of great speeches. At least that's what the media says, and I perhaps can agree with them. I mean, it's not a speech that contains such beautiful language. But perhaps it'll go into the annals of speeches because of its substance, of what it wanted to achieve, of what Obama says, all the investments, in education, in infrastructure that this country needs going forward, creating the manufacturing base, then of course eliminating some programs to cut the deficit. I thought that was very important. I thought it was a very good speech. Of course, if we could implement what Obama proposed, I'd be fine. I'd be happy. I mean, even the deficit cutting things, I'm fine. I mean, the deficit needs to be cut, obviously. And I think that infrastructure spending is very good. And I think what's also important is that we don't cut all the short-term spending that is keeping the economy going and keeping the economy in recovery mode. I think we need to focus more on the long-term deficit, which is really where all these numbers are racking in. It's not really from short-term discretionary spending, it's mostly long-term entitlement and a lot of loopholes in the tax code, which Obama proposed to simplify, etc. I think those are very good things to worry about. I think his best quote, I'm going to read it to you now, was, quote, "Cutting the deficit by gutting our investments in innovation and education is like lightening an overloaded airplane by removing its engine." Okay? I don't think anything could make more sense. You don't want to remove all of this infrastructure and all this short-term spending from the economy because you're going to get rid of the engine that is propelling this recovery forward. You know that all these multinational corporations and businesses are holding trillions of dollars in cash right now. They're not the ones propelling this recovery. It's the government injecting a lot of money, which is stimulating consumer confidence. Okay, the government, all of the stimulus worked. It saved jobs, it created jobs. Slowly but surely, the economic engine is churning and it's moving forward. If we gut that spending right now, the engine is going to grind to a halt. Now, of course, perhaps that's what the Republicans want, so unemployment will be sky high come 2012, and then they have a chance to unseat Obama. But I hope that's not what they want, because that's bad for the country. But of course, then I'm assuming that Republicans want what's good for the country, which is a big assumption, given their past record. Case in point, of course, is Paul Ryan, who delivered the official Republican response to the State of the Union, not the Michelle Bachmann Tea Party response to the Republican response, but the official response. And Paul Ryan is awful, I feel. I mean, I think he's disingenuous. He doesn't care about the American people, in my opinion. He supports turning Medicare into a voucher program, so when you're 95, you can, here's a coupon, here's a medical coupon. Go try to shop for health insurance on the open market when you're 95. Here, it's a $10 coupon off of your $500 premium. Go shop, go shop. Stimulate the economy, go shop. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Granny, that's really going to help Granny. That's going to save Grandma, right? Of course, Paul Ryan, come on. Of course, he also has massive, massive contributions from large banks like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, the health insurance lobby, obviously Horizon, etc. Millions and millions of dollars into his campaign coffers. And, of course, he supports wealth inequality and disparity because his roadmap to America, roadmap to the future, I think, which was a blueprint for where America should be going in the coming decade, basically talked about how the taxes for those making under $50,000 a year should go up, and for those making over $200,000 should go way down. So the rich are going to get richer, and the poor are going to get poorer, if Paul Ryan had his way. So, again, it just proves the point that it doesn't seem like the Republican Party's on our side. I'm really tempted to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't see any reason to at the moment. Because they clearly don't care anything about other people. They don't care about the average person, okay? They want to stop the economy from moving, okay, spiking unemployment. They want to get rid of all our ability to get cheap health insurance. They want to raise our taxes now, okay, through their little clause, their little hidden clause in their second federal ban on abortion funding, number 2. Funding on abortion ban 2.0, okay, wonderful. And of course, then they're going to raise taxes on the poor, and they're going to lower them for the rich. That's wonderful. I'm sure that they care about us really deeply. Just don't pay attention to what they do. Just believe what they say. They're for small business. They're for lowering taxes. They're for strengthening the middle class and creating jobs. Of course, of course. Well, let me know. Let me know when that helps you. All right. Thank you again for watching, The Young Voter.